I approach this on the basis that I think the British public are pretty respectful and pretty tolerant, and they know there has to be a balance. I approach it on the basis, Amber, that, for 99.9 something percent of women, it is all about biology. Sex-based rights matter, and we must preserve all those wins that we've had for women over many years, and including safe spaces for women. But I accept, Amber, and readily accept that there are a small number of people who do not identify with the gender into which they were born, and they are often amongst the most abused in our society, and they should be respected, and there should be a process, as there is under the law, for them to be recognised in the gender they identify with. And that's the law that we've had in place now for a number of years. So I approach it with respect and with safeguards. In relation, Amber, to your point, I'm afraid I do think that 16 is too young. Now, people would just have different views on this, but I think 16 is too young for that process.
What would the right age be, Sir Keir?
Well, I would go for 18. The age of adulthood in most cases. So I think that's wrong. I'm also worried, Amber, about the impact on equality laws. That's why various amendments were put down to the legislation in Scotland. Now, I have those concerns, Amber. I think what I want to have, Amber, is a grown-up debate about this. I do think the law needs to be modernised. I am worried, Amber, if I'm honest, just about the fact that I think this is being used by the SNP as a sort of devolution political football, and I think it's being used by the government, or might be used, depending on what view they take, as a sort of as a divisive football in relation to the particular issue. And I think that's
football?
Well, it's just where let's see if we could, on this whole issue of trans rights, I think the government is looking to divide people rather than bring people together.
But were they to oppose the Gender Recognition Act, the government, the Westminster government, would you support them?
Well, let's see. They're being very careful in what they're saying.
But I sense your initial feeling would be one to support.
Well, no, I want to see exactly what they've said. Number 10 is treading very, very carefully, as you would
Well, it's a very
imagine.
delicate issue, of course.
And it will be the first time that a provision passed in Scotland ever been blocked. That is a big step for a government to take. I will wait and see what they do and the reasons they say they're doing it. But
let's get I
do not want this to be just another political football.
Quick response.